So we open everybody in pink and red. It's cute. It's their first reunion, so they barely had a budget. I ain't even gonna blame them. I blame Bravo. But we get right into the drama with Alex and Summer. And who's zooming who? She said it fizzled out. He said, look, I told her I wanted to be your F-boy. But why'd you have to tell everybody your business? Well, you needed a storyline. Noel's like, however, you didn't tell me before you told the Heezy. So Summer says, now hold on. I said that we hung out, but now we're friends, so I assumed you knew from the context clue. Noel said she was just flirting, she wasn't pursuing him. Laura, but now Alex gonna say, well, if I wanted to be an F-boy, I could have been an F-boy with Noel. And she's like, now how am I in it? Because you was trying to get with it. However, he didn't like the mystery photo of him going around the group. So Andy asked Amir, so do you think that Natalie trusts you? Because it seems like she don't trust you. And he said, well, it's building trust. Summer, how did you feel about him calling you touchy? She said, I'm notably not affectionate, but okay. Amir said, well, we had a conversation about how your hand lingered, Summer, and you even noticed you did it yourself. What was her reaction to the women calling her standoffish? She is standoffish. Well, at least you're honest. Okay, now we're talking about the I do what he does in a year in a month. What she means is because I have more expensive properties, he might move $2 million a year, but I'll move $2 million in a month. But he's closing maybe on $100,000 houses versus she's closing on $2 million house. It ain't about the check because he might be making more money off the smaller deals. Dang. Who thinks Natalie is right for him? Not one raised hand. Jasmine said, I think they're really cute together. And everybody else, stone silent, bone silent. Oh, Lord, they done bought a house together. They've only been together for a year and a half. I mean, child, press on with your pink toe. I don't see it lasting. Everybody else is like, we don't like her, but since the show's been put on pause after such a lackluster season, so I can't even blame them. I don't know what they're gonna do. So he starts quizzing Amir more about when he gonna get married to this heifer. Andy's like, oh, you gonna act like you're not my boy toy in public? You gonna move in with Natalie? That's probably why the show on pause. When did she instruct you to propose to her? Andy sounds jelly. Oh, Lord. Amir, why'd you tell Natalie all the girls in the house were crazy over you? Preston said, quiet as kept, I was more crazy over you than they were. I don't know why you chose to wear this TLC meets Pepto-Bismol pajama jam suit to this reunion, but, ooh, Lord, you at least could have left that hatlet at home. Now, Shanice, you would have thrown him a pussy lip, and some of you other heifers would throw him a pussy lip too. If you could get away with it with nobody knowing, you throw a pussy lip. But now we get Summer's embarrassing storyline, and ooh, I'd be cringing too. So now Summer's in a much better place, and that's good to hear. He asked Summer, would you spend another summer with this group? And she said maybe in smaller doses. They that bad? So Preston gets asked about his friendship with Bria, and he's like, she annoys me, but we cool. Yes, Men for Shanice and Noel would have been better storylines. Because I was like, I don't dislike the cast. However, we find out that Preston done got Bria out of jail when she was arrested falsely in the south of France. And she never said thank you. So Andy asked the group, will Simon and Bria make it? And everybody says if they want versus the crickets Amir got. But yes, let's hear more about your soulmate in Tribeca, Bria, now that we've talked about your fiancé in Germany. Okay, somebody said people think Simon's using Bria for clout. Ain't nobody watching this show to get clout from. Girl, boom. I just want to know what clout Simon is getting out of a reality show that ain't even airing in the country he lives in. I have to say, I enjoyed The Valley more than I enjoyed Martha's Vineyard. They had stronger drama. They came in with Jax's marriage on the rocks, and Jesse and Michelle's marriage about to be done. Then you had Kristen Doty trying to get with Luke and watching him get really sick of her, and Kristen get kicked out this season. They just had more going on that was real, that was authentic. We didn't have any real relationship dynamics other than Natalie and Amir, and we don't like them. And also, we liked Amir, but not with the pink toe. Not with the pink toe. If he had been with the black woman, I think it would have done better this season. Let's be honest. People would have tuned in more. But the Valley, I'm watching for the drama. I'm watching for the marriages to fall apart. I'm watching for the lies and the bull, which they started out the gate. This is nice, light fluff, but I needed stronger storyline. I want to get into Martha's Vineyard. I don't want it to just be a palate cleanser, something that's on while you're cooking. I want it to be good and juicy, meaty, something that sticks to a rib. Now we're talking about Jasmine and Jordan, but we barely got any of them this season. I forgot Jasmine was on the show. Andy, you gonna ask Jasmine who's been the least supportive of her pregnancy and then say terrible question. Then why'd you ask it? Oh, she upset that Jordan thinks that it could have been Silas's second pregnancy. Who missed Silas in the house this summer? Not a damn person. Honestly, I was thinking it was gonna do maybe a little better without Silas because he seemed like a wet blanket, but honestly, him and Jasmine arguing was interesting. So Jordan says she was upset because Jasmine was trying to get her with Amir. But now we get to Nick being a handsy ladies' man. Bria, great question from Nick. What has Nick done that makes you feel like he would cheat on his girlfriend after 2 drinks? Oh, but he ain't together with Tasia no more. That's a shame. You should have pretended to be single on the show. We might have gotten a third season. She felt embarrassed on television, probably because of Natalie's ass. Amir says, well, when Shanice is out bare-breasted, you hear looking at the titties. He says, well, I did turn around when she was topless at the rosé brunch. Everyone thought it was bizarre, however, that Natalie was the bone carrier. Honestly, we should call her the show sinker. Natalie wants to come back and set the record straight. We don't want to hear her song anymore. We're not going to put her record on. Child, don't even mention Phil and Mariah. Forgettable. And I gotta be honest, this show, the drama levels have been forgettable. The people they're nice, but there's no Nene. There's no Cynthia. We're not falling in love with them. And also, I feel like the producers didn't flush out good storyline. Let's blame production too. And I think it was too many couples where the other person in the couple wasn't on the show. I think if we had had a couple season, it might have been interesting. It was too half-assed with that. They should have committed to one storyline or the other. So apparently Phil was hitting on all the women, but he was kind of there with Mariah because they hunch on each other. They might have been interesting, but I wasn't interested in the rekindling. And Summer still thinks Shanice is the worst dressed, and I think that she looks better than you tonight. Shanice said, well, don't borrow a sweater from me if I'm the worst dressed. I know how to pair it, and you don't. That was the best read of the season. Child, I'ma see y'all soon for something, and something. I can understand why we're all upset that the show was canceled, but it's tough for me to say, oh yeah, give them another season. I mean, nobody was watching. I'm looking at my numbers of the reviews. Nobody's watching. Bravo gave them a chance to sink or swim, and who tuned in? Half y'all are watching my review because you don't even catch the show. And I wish they had given more, but they didn't. So I can understand. I also feel like Amir bringing that pink toe on ain't help. Nick's rocky relationship with Tasia, ain't help. Alex and Summer, I feel like that could have been some goodwill there, won't they? But they didn't know how to play it. Well, that was the shit. So I'ma see you soon for something.